Hello, guys, and welcome to today's off-season outlook and discussion for March 25th, 2020. And we are almost into the month of April, so that means we got a month and a half left until not the special twos, but the tropical weather outlooks begin. And I think we got 68 days until the Atlantic hurricane season officially starts. But I haven't done one of these in 3 days, so I thought it might be time to check up on some things and see what changed and what hasn't changed. So here we are. We're looking at the Nino 3.4 region. And as you can see, we're gonna be looking here near March 1st, and it's been going up, 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 and then down, and then up, down, and now we're getting a big spike up here. As you guys can see here, we almost made it to negative 1.1 here on the Enzo region, and now we're all the way up at negative 0.847. So it's gone up quite a bit actually, negative 0.3 here over the last couple of weeks. And I think what this is the trades are starting to weaken a little bit because the MGO is finally moving into the Pacific very slowly, and that's probably what is causing the trade winds to weaken a little bit and not have it be as strong as it used to be. They may still be there, but they're very weak to non-existent now at this current point in time by the looks of this Enzo region. So what does that mean? Well, I don't think it's gonna go back up to cool neutral. I don't see that, at least for the next couple of months. Maybe during the second half of the hurricane season that may turn into a cool neutral. But right now, though, my philosophy is still the same on this. I think that the first half of the hurricane season is going to be a La Nina. So, and that the reason I say that is because it takes about 3 or 4 months for the atmosphere to catch up with these numbers, and that's why we have La Nina watches and stuff like that, because 3 or 4 months down the road it may actually be a La Nina. So that's why we do that, or they do that, anyways. All right, so here is the NOAA Coral Reef Watch sea surface temperatures here, and when you look here, you see these 26.5s actually. They're wrapping around the state of Florida's east coast here. So from the Keys, Naples, Keys, all the way up to maybe West Palm Beach, that is definitely saturated enough in sea surface temperatures where we can get the ball moving on something tropical. But obviously, because it's late March, obviously we're not going to get that. But you can see some 27s here that are creeping up into the Gulf of Mexico. But there's 26.5s right here, trying to make its way north. We're going to see how that pans out through time. But we do got another cold front that just swept by, so these temperatures are probably going to go down again a little bit from this point for a couple of days to up to a week, and then those temperatures should start to rebound again as we start to get a little bit warmer. And we got some 28s popping up in here too. So the Caribbean, like I always say, is always favorable sea surface temperature wise year round. I think that's because of the sea. I think the seas are deeper, and the upwelling takes. It's harder to upwell water in the Caribbean because of how deep it is. And as you can see here in the near the Bahamas, Eastern Caribbean, it's all favorable sea surface temperature wise, and also here around South America. So obviously late March, so we're obviously not going to get anything here. And this is the more telling of the story here, because most of these sea surface temperatures are wanting to stay below 10 degrees north. These waters are taking their sweet time coming up north, and that's why you have anomalies that are below average in the Atlantic, and that's also can contribute to the trade winds that have been persistent in this part of the basin. So as long as those trade winds persist, these waters aren't going to warm very quickly. I mean, there's going to be some warming, but it's not going to be quick. I do foresee that we are going to see these temperatures warm up substantially before hurricane season. That's just how I feel about it. But we'll just have to see and find out what happens here. All right, so here's the coral reef watch sea surface temperatures anomalies here, and these are the departures from normal. And you can see here, we're way above normal here near the Keys. Parts of northern Gulf of Mexico, central Gulf of Mexico. Some of Bay of Campeche here. We're definitely above normal here in the Northwest Caribbean, and parts of the Western Central Caribbean. But this is the most telling of them all. I don't know if you see my cursor circling around the area. This is the subtropics, and the subtropics have been red hot. Last near decade really. We've been hard to get any hyperactive seasons besides 2020 and 2017, and that's because this subtropics have been warm as hell, and this is bringing in some instability into the main development region because these sea surface temperatures are so hot here. I mean, look at here, you got 3 degrees above the long-term average in some of these locations in the subtropics, and that's just out there. You can see the Gulf Stream here. It's warming up pretty nicely too from the average as we go out through time. All right, so now we're going to go and look at what we were talking about with the MDR region. As you can see, some of these blues here. This is not what you want to see if you want a hyperactive season. That's just the way it is. What this is gonna do here is these are gonna keep the tropical waves weaker and travel more west because it doesn't have the super high sea surface temperatures to fuel on as it makes its journey across the Atlantic. So what these systems are going to do, they're going to wait until they find these reds and oranges here to really start developing into anything substantial. Because if you got blues like this, you're not going to get anything like majorly substantial, development wise, out of any tropical waves that come off Africa. So we're going to have to see, how this changes as we head throughout the hurricane season. Because, if we have the subtropics that are freaking piping right now, and then a cooler MDR region, obviously you can still get, active seasons with this setup, but you're probably going to be seeing more named storms than you are ace makers because, that's just how it goes with the configuration like this. So, like I said, it's March 25th right now. We got about 2 months until the official start of the hurricane season. I do foresee these temperatures warming up in the very near future, and I'll keep you guys posted on that. All right, so now we're going to take a look at the CFS version 2 total accumulated precipitation anomalies for May. And as you guys see here, we still got a pretty decent signal for rainfall anomalies here. You got some 6s and 8s popping up here near Central America, and the rest are about 4 inches above the long-term average here. And also getting in here to Florida. Now, this doesn't automatically mean you're going to get a tropical, cyclone out of these precipitation anomalies. But me and Weather Hub TV has been really pinpointing here in the northwestern, Caribbean for potential CAG development in the month of May. So, these precipitation anomalies are, pointing towards that solution. But that, like I said, this doesn't obviously have to mean it could be a tropical cyclone. These can be, your typical pop-up thunderstorms with the heating of the day, stuff like that. Maybe, lingering fronts, that could be a thing. Lingering fronts that stall and die and then form a tropical cyclone. That can happen in the Caribbean if it wants to. But me and Weather Hub TV, we profusely say that a CAG is going to form in the month of May, whether it be mid-May or late May. That's just what we think, and that's our opinions. If we're wrong, we're wrong, and if we're right, we're right. That's just how it is. All right, so now we're going to go into the month of June. I'm not going to go past June because at this point, this is going to be 3 months away. This is already 3 months away, and then we're not going to take a look at like 4 months away, 5 months away. We're going to take it, every like 2 months. So we are in the month of June, and as you can see, typical hot spots here, subtropics, parts of eastern Gulf of Mexico, Bahamas, places like that where you typically see development in the month of June. These precipitation anomalies aren't as thick as the month of May's, but they're still there, and we're just gonna have to see how this all pans out as we head out through the month of June for any thunderstorm development and or tropical cyclone development as we get into that month. All right, so now we're going to take a look at the bulk anomalies here. These are from the 850 to 200 millibar, layers of the atmosphere here. And here's May, and you can see the favorable conditions to this. You can see where the precipitation is here in the Caribbean. And then you look at this and say, so you got a lot of precipitation, that could be in the northwestern Caribbean. Now you got the favorable wind shear that could possibly be in the western and northwestern Caribbean. So you're probably thinking to yourself, we got all the precipitation, we got the wind shear, the low wind shear. Could that possibly turn into something tropical? And that's what, me and Weather Hub TV, that's what we're seeing here. That's why we're starting to begin confident that that could be the case, because we got the precipitation anomalies and we got the less favorable wind shear here too. So we're just gonna have to see how it all pans out through time. And also you can see this precipitation in the subtropics too. Here you go, favorable wind shear. So what this is implying that we can have anywhere from 1 to 2 systems in the month of May. Now, May, I use the word may. We may get 1 to 2 tropical cyclones in the month of May. That doesn't mean that's going to happen, but the possibility of 1 to 2 tropical cyclones is there, according to the bulk wind shear anomalies and the precipitation anomalies that are located pretty much on top of each other if you look back and forth between the models here. So that's pretty interesting to see, and we're going to have to see how that all pans out as we head out through the month of May. All right, so now we're going to take a look at the June's bulk shear anomalies here. And as you can see, most areas here isn't under favorable, favorable environments here. So let's take a look at the, precipitation anomalies here. You got, subtropics, Bahamas, eastern Gulf of Mexico, somewhere in these islands, and now, bam, there you go, favorable wind shear. Now, like I said, this could, spell out the chance for tropical cyclone development, but that doesn't obviously have to mean that it's going to be tropical cyclone development. The chances are there with these, anomalies that I see here. So, with that being said, I feel like the month of May and June could be active for, any type of weather here, it looks like. So we're just going to have to see how it all pans out from here. Anyways, I want to thank you guys for watching. I'll probably be back again on Sunday or Monday with another, update video with this. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a great day.